I just am looking to really help people normalize the conversation, improve their mindset, their body image, and really take out the shame and the stigma that a lot of us grow up in regard to sex. I would love to. So, first of all, I am a sexual health and wellness educator. I've been working with Pure Romance for the last 18 years, and we're a company that primarily focuses on women, but couples as well. We sell intimacy products, and our party experience, or at least mine, is a sex ed meets stand up. So, you're going to learn about your bodies, you're going to learn all the things they don't teach you growing up in sex ed. And we have some really cool products that help to complement any issues or like improving self love. In addition to that, I also have a podcast, which my Sip with Summers podcast. I talk about sex, intimacy, and pleasure. And the clinical sexology is what I'm studying right now. So I'll be graduating in the spring as a certified sex coach and a clinical sexologist. So, I just am looking to really help people normalize the conversation, improve their mindset, their body image, and really take out the shame and the stigma that a lot of us grow up in regard to sex. I think it really starts when they're young.
Mhm.
Age appropriate conversations are always going to be the best. So, let's say if your 7-year-old asks a question, I mean, you're not going to answer the way you would a 16-year-old, you
Right.
know? But I think having age appropriate answers are going to be really smart because when you are able to answer your children's questions, they're going to feel more comfortable continuing to open up to you
Right.
versus, let's say, my parental situation where, I learned at 12, like, you don't ask your parents these kind of questions. You go find books or, find out on your own from a partner.
Yeah.
And not knocking that, of course, but that's not always the healthiest way to learn about sex. Like I feel like having a trusted source, whether it be a parent, a grandparent, aunt or uncle, somebody that will answer those questions honestly and be forthcoming. But
Mhm.
again, keeping it age appropriate. Great question. I was raised Catholic light. So we didn't go to church, but we were Catholic. And so there was a lot of like, or rather, there was no discussion about sex or self pleasure or anything like that. I remember being 12 and Dr. Elders had just gotten fired as the attorney general under Clinton because she wanted to talk about masturbation in public schools as part of the high
Right.
school curriculum.
Mhm.
People were like, hell to the no, So I
Right.
remember asking my parents, like, what is masturbation? And they were like, totally, tight lipped. They never told me. But I feel like when you don't have the discussion, that's more when it leads to them going out and searching on their own because they want to know. They're curious. They're
Right.
children. Like, they want to know how the world works.
Yeah. Right. And it's one of those things where, like, you try to keep them away from things. You don't tell them any information, but then you're surprised when your child is 15, 16 years old and pregnant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because, well, why you can't get mad because you didn't teach them anything. You
Right.
didn't tell them anything. You just, I guess they depend on the school to teach them. I don't know.
Yeah, and the problem with that is the
Yeah.
school systems don't provide comprehensive
Uh-huh.
sexual health
Yep.
education. I think there's definitely stereotypes and stigmas out there that make us think like you said, if I'm in my 50s, oh, I'm not supposed to have sex anymore. And then when you add to that, having a lower desire,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and men have it too. Men have andropause, like their testosterone drops, their androgen drops, like
Mm.
same thing, or men over 40 sometimes will struggle with erectile difficulties. And sometimes they think, oh, my penis doesn't work anymore. I guess I'm done having sex now. And there's things that can help with that, but I agree. It always starts with a mindset. If
Mhm.
you think you can or you think you cannot, you are absolutely right.
Right.
Right. Yes.
Right.
So you're in school to become a certified sex coach. What is the most surprising thing you've learned so far in your studies?
I would say how little I knew about women. So I just finished my second module in school. So I'm halfway done. And the last class I took for school was female classic bodied concerns in regard to sex.
Mhm.
And when I hit play on the lecture, y'all, I was like, oh, I got this. Like, this is going to be so easy. Like, I've been working with women for 18 years. Like, I know it all. I'm a woman, you know? And 2 minutes into the lecture, I'm like, I don't know shit about this. So it was very eye-opening
Mm-hmm.
to realize, like, you know, for someone like me, who I consider myself an expert in the field, to not know all these things, like how little does the common man or woman not
Right.
know?
Right.
Right. Yes.